Some places feel like they belong in a painting long before you ever pick up a brush. Lake Bled was one of those places. I arrived here from Ljubljana, stepping into a place already alive with visitors, yet somehow still peaceful. I came here to paint, but the experience unfolded in a way I didn't expect. This is Lake Bled, Slovenia. Arrived in Lake Bled in Slovenia. Very touristy, probably the most famous part of the country. That's all the touristy stuff focuses on. This is my first glimpse of it now. Actually, it's really, really beautiful. I'm going to flip the camera to show you. I hadn't slept much the night before visiting Lake Bled for the first time, so I wasn't really chasing productivity, just trying to understand the place. I was open to stopping to paint in a certain spot. I did have my easel and my paints and everything with me, but I wanted to explore everything first, make sure that I chose a really good spot. So this was my first look at the beautiful Lake Bled. You can see there were a number of swans and ducks swimming by, and I couldn't help but notice the island right in the middle, which had the church. At first I thought it might be a castle, but it is a church, and you can reach that island by boat. I didn't do it on this occasion, but maybe some other time I will. I was more intent on exploring the surrounding areas and finding a place to paint. The water looks pretty clear, to be fair. It's like a murky, slightly murky turquoise colour. I've got a pair of shorts and a towel, so I can go in for a swim at some point. I'm just not sure where would be good. Not sure about going in right in this bit. Started my walk around the lake. Loads of people so far, everywhere you look. But here's a nice little view I found in between some trees. Off, not sure what it is actually. It's like a castle. That's it, just up there. Famous iconic building. I actually did a digital painting of it years ago. I think about 3 years ago now, for the Plein April challenge. Sometimes before painting a place, you need to walk it, see how it changes from different angles. And that's exactly what I did with Lake Bled. I realised I didn't need to paint immediately, I just needed to experience Lake Bled first. It was quite a warm day when I arrived, and the scenery was just beautiful. Like, there could have been so many places where I would have stopped to paint, but I decided to keep moving, and eventually I also wanted to go for a swim somewhere too. I knew it would refresh me and invigorate me after not sleeping much the night before, so I carried on the path. But as you can see all of the beautiful colours, and the water was pretty clear, and it just looked like a really fantastic natural environment, and no wonder why it's so busy and popular with all the tourists from around the world. Just trying out a wide angle lens for the first time. My new camera. Should be better for vlogging apparently, and wide landscape shots like this one. So let's see how they compare to the previous shots.
The fishing, good, this? Yeah, yeah, okay.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I think. Slowly.
Yeah.
And you make photos. Yeah.
I'm an artist as well. In my bag,
What?
I have my paints.
Okay, good. I'm just asking.
But I'm also making videos as well.
Okay.
You okay being on my video?
It's no problem. Do what you want. Okay.
Do you paint here every day?
Yeah, more or less. I don't know. Okay.
Are you from Lake Bled?
No, I live very near. Yeah. Okay, yeah, moment.
Ja, no wtedy.
What's your name?
Bobby.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh, my name's Robbie. Almost the same. So you're Robert, yeah? No? Just met an old artist who's from near this area. Lake Bled, his name's Bobby. But he was doing some work for somebody, so I couldn't talk to him much. Looks like he was doing little ink washes of people's portraits. And he's also doing some landscape stuff as well. Saw some of that. Seems like an interesting guy. But I left him to it. Just continuing to walk now along the lake. I just saw a really nice view, but I thought I'd rather do a walk around the entire lake. I decide which is going to be the best spot to paint. Maybe I'll catch something on the way home or towards the end of this walk. There is an island that you can reach by boat. You can go and check out the old church. So it is a church. That building that I was talking about earlier. Just flip it over now to show you. Through the trees right there. Here's another great view to paint, potentially. Slightly different perspective on the church and the islands. There were many points where I stopped to have a look at the lake and maybe paused for a few minutes. Just walking through the forest, looking for my way back down after the beautiful views. I'm not sure I'm going the right way though. Soon find out. All looks really nice. So and there are many of these little spots that you can stop off at along the way. And you get all of these different views of the mountains behind, and also Lake Bled Castle, which is a place that you can visit. I didn't on this occasion as well, but another time perhaps. checking out this video quality is. This is 4K now. 4K rather than 1080. So I wonder how much different the video quality is. There's so much here as well that you can see has the potential to inspire a great painting or even a quick study. I think if most artists came here, they would definitely feel the urge to paint on plein air or even just sketch with pencils, but I think colour here would definitely be a big thing. And this is one of the boats where you can explore the island in the middle. You can visit it with one of these boats. Very, very popular among the tourists. And I just took my time around the lake, as I mentioned, just in each viewpoint and spot, sat there sometimes and just soaked up as much of the atmosphere as I could. And then there was a point where I discovered a local artist, and he had this little section to himself where he's doing these quick watercolour sketches of passers-by, and he had some of his artwork up on the wall. He's quite an interesting man, and I had a chat with him. So I just went for a swim in the lake. Very nice and refreshing. Would have been a lot nicer probably if it was early in the day when the sun was full blast, because it was quite hot. But still really nice little refresh after hiking through the woods for ages. And sweating loads and carrying all my paint stuff in my bag, so I've got a lot of gear on me, pretty heavy. Look at this, check the views. So yeah, I haven't done any painting today, but I think probably tomorrow morning, as soon as I get up, I will. Unless I get sight of something close to the town as I get in there very soon, because I don't think I'm too far away now. See if I can just get a quick colour sketch down somewhere before. I mean, the sun's vanishing quite quickly, but from every angle, Lake Bled felt slightly different, almost like the scene was changing depending on where you stood. I wasn't thinking about the painting yet, I was just observing the environment. Instead of forcing the painting, I decided to experience the lake properly first. The next day, I came back with a clearer intention to finally paint it. At first, it was completely quiet, then slowly people started to stop behind me. Some paintings happen slowly in the studio, others belong entirely to the moment. It's like a great painting spot.
Yeah.
Like not on Earth.
Yeah, I understand that.
Alright, so I'm gonna paint this view.
Oh, the feelings and the colors that I got from this is just like awesome.
Pardon?
The feelings and the colors and the vision that I have from that.
From your dreams?
No,
Yeah.
from here. How can I pick up stuff? I don't know.
What, just by looking at that?
Yeah. It's very... Oh, well, not unicorn magic, but yeah, I don't know.
Stimulates your imagination.
I don't know how to describe it in the words like this. But I don't know.
I put this
I like the stuff.
So today I'm going to do a plein air painting in Lake Bled before the rain comes. Have about an hour to go, and I'm going to be sketching with my previous client, Jelena from Croatia. She's going to be doing some pencil sketching, and I'm going to be doing plein air painting in watercolour and gouache right here. Found a really beautiful spot just off the road, so we've got our own space, away from all the tourists. I'm gonna crack on. So I've just about got the pencil sketch in, and now I'm gonna move on to the first wash of paint on the landscape. Even while travelling, familiar faces sometimes appear in unexpected places. Moments like this remind me how small the art world really is. As the painting developed, I stopped thinking about the crowd and returned to the rhythm of painting. At some point, the surroundings fade away and it becomes just you and the work. Some paintings belong to the studio, others belong entirely to the place where they were made. Some places stay with you long after the painting is finished, and Lake Bled was one of them. If you're an artist and you'd like to keep creating together, I've built a community called The Artist Path, where we sketch, share work, and stay accountable. You're very welcome to join us. And if you'd like to follow more painting journeys like this, consider subscribing. Okay, so I think I'm finished with this study. The rain is about to come, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Kind of wish I had a bigger canvas to paint on, but it's fine. Managed to get this down. Quite a few people have been stopping by and commenting. I just didn't have a sign for my Instagram. It would have been good self-promotion. But loads of people have been saying that they thought it was really beautiful and stuff, which is nice. Nobody asking yet if it's for sale, but that's all good. Glad I got a little study done. I'm going to remove the tape now and see how it looks without the tape and show you again. So one more time. And this is it without the tape. I was going to paint in a couple of foreground elements. I was going to be a branch that I can see just there, pointing towards, I chose my composition, so the branch would be pointing towards the church, and then there's also a few leaves here, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now, and potentially paint those in back in England if I don't sell the painting whilst I'm here.